Third fucking try. So I'm balancing the phone a little bit here in the hotel room. New day, new hotel. That's how we roll. So, in the last episode we talked a little bit about how an explanation raises more questions, and the answers to those questions raises even more questions. The problem really is not it's not a problem, so that's wrong to say, but it's, you know, when you don't understand, then you get more questions. So I just go over a few things with you again, and just watch the videos. All the answers are in the videos, everything. These engines, we're talking about the Mercedes diesel engines, the 604, 605 and 606 platform. That's like the general topic of my videos. We can include 601, 602 and 603 in this as well, because they share a lot of components, but it is 604, 605 and 606. 90% of you guys run the 606. That's just how it is. So, the 606, the 2JZ of the diesel world, it's not the fucking 2JZ, but it sounds like one. That's like the thing, when you rev it a little bit, it really fucking sounds like an angry Japanese petrol engine. And I like that. And I think you like it as well. But they are not as strong as you believe. And when you read on the internet, they are the best, and I run 3 years with no problems and whatever. But how many high power 606s are out there right now, today, working? 2, 3, 4? I mean, let's be kind. 10. It's not 5,000. How many plus 500 horsepower 2JZ is it out there today? 50,000? Maybe? 100,000? Maybe? So the 606 is nowhere near as reliable as the good other engines. The thing with the 606 is that it is a high revving, high performance diesel engine, and it's unique in that way. But we have to do the necessary upgrades. If we don't do the necessary upgrades, our engine will break and we will have our project car standing still. And we will be one of those looking at this video and say, no, mine is not working. Yeah, so that's the fucking thing. Pin the damper. Nah, we all know from watching my videos that the damper is not a problem. It's the little hub, the little sprocket on the crank that runs everything that is heavy to run. The damper just runs a fucking belt. Who cares, But on the sprocket, on the crank, we have 2 chains. One is running your oil pump. It's pretty good to have a working oil pump on your engine, right? The other chain drives your cams, 2 of them, because it's a 24 valve fucking engine. So 2 cams with 24 valve springs. Even if you're using the fucking original valve springs made of cheese, it's pretty tough to run 24 springs. If you run CDI or proper springs, even harder, right? And then you run your injection pump. maybe your little sprocket on the crank is happily, or is happy because you use a 6mm stock EDC pump or a built 6mm mechanical pump. But you're not. You're running a 7.5mm or maybe an 8mm pump. So it's a tough bitch to run, And you also have a little bit of added injector pop pressure. So it's not releasing at 135 bars anymore. It's releasing at 150, 160, 170 bars. So the injection pump is a tough motherfucker to turn, right? Anything else? Oh, vacuum pump. It's a little bit of tough shit to run on that small little sprocket that is not secured in any way on your crank except friction. And it's not friction on the crank itself, because then it would be there. But no, it's the surface towards cylinder number 1 and the surface of your fucking damper. And then you have a bolt through it and you squeeze it together, and there's your little sprocket. It will stay there forever. Yeah, don't worry. Or will it? So it's a necessary fucking upgrade. Don't bother by pinning it, It's far inside there. It's gonna be tough drilling that bitch out. If you're building an engine, you're of course machining a slot in the crank and put a real key in there instead of the fake key Mercedes put in. That is good. But you're not building an engine. So just glue the fucker. Take it off, cylindrical locking, put it on, damper, 2 Ugadugas, let it sit overnight. And then you can assemble. It's easy as that. So that's a necessary upgrade. Necessary upgrade number 2, valve fucking springs. Come on. No, I run 450 horsepower with stock springs. Yeah, sure you did. Car working now? No, didn't think so. Change valve springs. Cheap fucking insurance. Easy as that. How many posts do you see every fucking day on Facebook about, I don't know the fault of my car. I do a full blah blah what on my car and it starts stuttering and blah blah. What the fuck can it be? And everyone is writing valve springs. That is not an issue, It was some guy, idiot wanker that did 450 horsepower. Yeah, car doesn't work now, but who the fuck cares? So, glue your fucking sprocket and change your valve springs. That's 2 necessary upgrades. Third one, the intake cam sprocket. That's just fucking stupid not to pin that one. It takes you 30 minutes, with hand tools. You don't need to be an engineer or mechanic. And you can have your fucking thumb in the center of your hand. If you can just push the fucking button on a drill, you can pin your cam. I did a video about how to check that your cam is on the spots. So do that first. Check that video and check your cams. Don't just pin it. And a mate of mine, he also did a video hands-on showing how to do it. So there are videos out there. Check it, pin it. Simple as that. You can weld it. We've done that as well. TIG weld a couple of centimeter long, what the fuck you say in English? Yeah, doesn't matter. a little pieces of weld, and it will stay there forever. So, and one time I had a perfectly running engine. I took the valve cover off, took the cams out because I was changing springs. And when I took the intake cam out, the sprocket fell off in my hand. That's how loose it was. I didn't lift the cam in the sprocket. I didn't do anything. I lifted the cam out and boop, the sprocket fell into my hand. So it's secure. No, it's not. If it's secure, nothing will happen, right? So that's why we don't pin it. Or no, opposite. Yeah, we pin it. So, necessary upgrades. If we do necessary upgrades to our 606, it's a reliable engine. Now we talked about 3 of them, right? But now, when you've done these 3 and you don't want to take your engine apart, I get that. That's okay. But in 1 month's time, you will shoot your head gasket. And you will probably say that, yeah, it's a 20-year-old gasket. It's a 177 horsepower engine. I'm doing 400 horsepower now. Of course the gasket goes. And that's partially right. Of course. Everything is in this equation. But that's not really the reason. It's because these long strings of cheese that Mercedes did, and they called them for head bolts. It's incredible, No one else in the world uses cheese for head bolts. But Mercedes did. But the engineer said, we can use cheese if we just put 26 fucking bolts in. Yeah, and it works for 177 horsepower. When you're starting to add a little bit of boost, you will lift your head, and the symptom is a shot gasket. It's really fucking simple. So, head bolts. It's not like necessary, and it doesn't really matter. You can be unlucky. You can get a little bit of water into your cylinder. You can bend a rod. Of course, that can happen. And if you look at the forum, it happens a lot. You don't really trash your engine. You can replace the rod. It's no biggie. But if you're replacing your gasket and not use proper fucking bolts, suit yourself. Because in this case, when replacing your head gasket, it is a necessary upgrade. So, we talked about necessary upgrades. Next time we're going to talk a little bit more about the first few videos I did and clarify a few things. How a diesel engine works. That's one of them, So, take it easy. I love you all, but time is fucking ticking. Bye.